Welcome, everyone. My name is Kelsey. So happy to have you here today. Welcome. We are in Cullera in Spain. For those of you who are just joining us, or if this is your one of your first Hago tours, so happy to have you here today. Do let me know where you are tuning in from. Hello in Denver. And if you have ever been to Spain before, hello again, Kelsey. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for all of the welcomes and all of the comments. Glad to have you all here. Again, we are in Spain. We are in Cullera. While everyone is arriving, in terms of using the platform, you have your comments there on your app. So do let me know if you ever can't see or hear anything. You are my eyes and ears to the show. And then you will also be able to take postcards as well if you like what you see. So do let me know if you ever want to see something for a little bit more or a little bit longer, or if you're like, hey, what is that thing over behind your left shoulder? Then I will gladly turn around. I've never been to Spain, but hubby has decades ago. Awesome. I would love to know where your husband went in Spain. For those of you who don't know me, I am from Chicago originally, but my husband and I just moved to Valencia, which is about half an hour north of here, in February. And we have been loving it so far. We did have about 3 weeks of crazy rain, so as you can see, the sun is out, and it is very nice to have a little bit warmer weather. So, again, we are in Cullera. Now that you have seen me, hello, welcome. For those of you who are just joining, do let me know where you are tuning in from today. And if you have ever been to Spain, we are in Cullera. So, let me turn this around now and show you where we are. Here we go. Here is the beautiful beach, the beautiful coastline. We are in Cullera, so we are in the Valencian province, which is about 2.5 hours south of Barcelona, also on the Mediterranean coast. And I guess we're about 3 hours east of Madrid. So we are in a very warm area. I'm going to pan ever so slowly for you and show you all of the greenery here. There is 33 different beaches along this coastline that is over 2 miles long, just to give you an idea as to how big this coastline is, or how long the coastline is. And then all around here, in between the houses sometimes, or a little bit further back, we'll see some of that as well. But there are orange trees, there are olive trees and lemon trees, and it smells very, very fresh, very flowery here. There's a little bit of wind today, so I apologize if it's a little windy for you. Do let me know if you ever can't hear me or whatnot. And then I'm trying to pan out to see, here's my finger, to see this and this all at the same time. So these are two defensive sort of fortresses that were originally around the castle that we are going to see today. There are three of these towers left that were originally part of the old wall that surrounded this fortress. But this one here, this is the one that's in the best condition. We can walk down this little pathway to get to it, but it's actually much steeper and treacherous than it looks. So, in order to keep both of my feet attached to my legs, I think we should probably view from here. But again, these are two of the towers that were part of the original old city wall. This is it's sort of like Gandia as well. With if those for those of you who saw my Gandia tour last week, where we joked about how it was a tale of two cities, and that's also sort of true for this one because the old town is quite a bit away, but quite a bit farther from the beach and from the resort area than one would expect. The all the old or all the new expensive resort areas are over here, and then we have the old town this way. Oh, you can see these cannons here. Look at these. Wow. There are quite a few of these around actually. These are excellent. So one of the main reasons people or the locals here were so excited about this castle when they first built it in the 13th century was because of how high up it was. So they had a great defensive advantage here, so they could see all the way out into the Mediterranean. Again, we are looking at the beautiful Mediterranean Sea out there. So this part over here, though, this is the Jewish quarter. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so we can see a little bit further. So this is the Jewish quarter. This is where all of the narrow alleyways and then the cobblestone pathways are. Although I have to say there are not as many as I was expecting, which is why I climbed 42 stories all the way up from this little intersection here. I climbed all the way up this mountain. And now to zoom out for you. Oh, someone says much appreciated. Well, I am also glad to be here. To zoom out for you, we are headed to this castle here. This is the castle of Cullera. This castle was built in the 10th century originally by the Moors and then rebuilt in the 13th century. So we're looking at the new version. And you can see all these defensive walls that are all around here. They do surround the castle, so we will see a little bit more of those. We do have to take the funicular. So I'm going to go ahead and put my mask on, and we're going to take the funicular together up to the castle. So bear with me as I buy a ticket. I'm back. Gracias. Copy para mí, sí. Gracias. Perfecto. Okay. All right. I just want to give you guys some view of the funicular as we go up. It's not very long, but it is cool. There we go. Up the little funicular, we are headed to the Cullera Castle. Here's the view as we go up. We have our own personal personal funicular here. We are the only ones in it. This funicular ride is only €1, but it's not very long. All right, we're almost here. I realize we're looking right into the sun. We will have a better view shortly. So we are on top of the Cullera mountain, which is one of the, and we're on one of the most emblematic historic monuments here. So that's what we're going to explore as soon as we get off or out of the funicular. Here's a little bit better view of the Jewish quarter below. Gracias. Oh, almost there. Okay. Gracias. Hasta luego. All right. We have arrived here at the castle. Let me give you the view. This also has Santos Juanes Church, which is St. John's Church, and it is connected to the castle here. Let me get a little bit further back. So this is the Cullera Castle. Again, it was built over a Moorish castle from the 10th century. We are going to go up into these castle walls. But first, let me give you a little bit better view here. Here we go. So this again is the Jewish quarter. These little streets were a little bit of a challenge, shall we say, to get through. For those of you who have taken my tours, you know I like to get to the highest point of wherever we are, find the good foods, and I do have some Iberian ham to show you today, and find the gorgeous viewpoints. But also, I tend to get myself into these little alleyways that don't lead anywhere sometimes, which was quite the challenge this time because there were no signs as to how to get up to this castle. So I did have to go through these little tiny narrow pathways, which some were actual streets and some were people's driveways. But you don't know that until you turn the corner and then there's this old guy in his pajamas smoking a cigarette. So, I mean, I never felt in danger or anything, but it was a little alarming going, oh, sorry, looking for the castle. The couple old dudes that I ran into didn't seem fazed by this situation, which makes me think that it happens more often than they would like. We can see the Cullera River as it goes through here. I guess it's right where the edge of these buildings are. So that's the Cullera River. But in 1982, this river caused the biggest flood that Spain has ever seen. So all of these houses right along here, the ones that are right here, these are up higher than it seems, but the ones that are right along the floodwater or the river there, those were all not underwater, but there was significant damage to those houses. So now the river is I don't think it's being moved, but it is being reinforced, those river walls. All right, we are going to head up into the castle now. But first, actually, let me show you St. John's Church. This was built originally in the 17th century, or in the 13th century, I'm sorry, and then rebuilt in the 17th century. It's got a neoclassical style. They won't let us film inside because they are having a service right now, but I am able to just peek in through the wall again. Can I just peek in there like this? Okay, gracias. Oh, just can I just look through the door like this? Just at the window? Gracias. I will show you these beautiful tiles in just a minute, but we're just gonna look through the window. I had asked the previous folks if I could, the previous ladies, if I could go in here, and they said, "Oh, sure, no problem." But shift change has happened, so now we have a new crowd. So this is the St. John's Church, and again, it was built in the 13th century, but then rebuilt in the 17th century. We've got a neoclassical style in there. There's a lot of gold, but not a lot of roof decoration. The hallway that we're in is actually a bit more ornate, and I will show you that shortly. I just wanted to show you this. All right, now so that we don't get yelled at, let's back up here a little bit. These are there we go. These are the mosaic tiles that are very famous for Spain and also Portugal. But these show you a little bit of what life was like in the 13th century when this was built. You can see the little horse-drawn carriage here. You can see somebody sick in bed getting getting fed soup. And then also this might give you an idea as to how religious this community is. Spain in general has a 70% Catholic population, so there are quite a few churches. Oh, I just wanted to show you the ceiling too. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? There are quite a few churches here that are still frequented or still frequently visited by the locals. There's also a bell tower inside that was recently restored. We're not allowed to go in the bell tower right now. I think it's still under COVID precaution. But we were just able to take all our masks off here. I usually keep wearing mine, but for the tour, and we're outside, I think it's probably okay. But I'll just give you the top view. That's the bell that we're hearing right now. Isn't that beautiful? For those of you who are just joining, my name is Kelsey, and we are in Cullera in Spain. We are just about to head over to the Cullera Castle. And I have already bought a ticket, but then I left, so they might make me buy another one. Let's find out. Okay. right, so let me just show you these beautiful walls, and then we're going to go a little bit further up onto the walls where I will be able to talk a little bit more freely. So this fortress again was built in the 13th century, and it did used to have a whole bunch of walls around it. We're looking at the fortifications here, but let me show you the walls that used to be around the city. It's a little bit hard to see, but this sort of fence right here, that is the where the old city wall used to be. Oh, the flag that's up here. So that is actually, let me pan back up here and show you. So that is the flag of Cullera, this little town here. It's sort of hard to see, but it's bright red, and it's got a crown on it with a dove on it, I believe. I'll actually be able to get a little bit closer. All right, let me give you the view of the church. Again, this is St. John's Church. Oh, the sun is hitting it so nicely. That's so nice. When I was in here before, it was all cloudy and dark. Yeah, in this part of Spain, we just had 3 weeks of rain, which, talking about the overflowing river, I was looking at it earlier, and it is very high right now. But yeah, we had 3 weeks of rain, which is highly unusual for Spain. Everybody's, or I guess in this part of Spain anyway, everyone's roofs, including my own, were leaking, which was a little bit alarming. But that's what we get when we live in beautiful Spain, I suppose. Here again is the door of the church. And then here's the bell tower that was recently restored. And technically we should be allowed to go up there, but I guess not today. All right, let's head. Oh, you might be able to see this little cat that's here. Oh, he ran away. I have seen about 6 or 7 different cats as I was giving this tour, and the cats do look pretty well fed, which is nice. But they do look a little scruffy, which is sad. All right, so King Jaime the First in the 13th century was the guy who basically restored this castle. And then we can see a little cross up here as well. All right, let's now head inside the castle. I just want to give you the view of the walls here. These are very nice. All around here, at least over the castle walls, we can see some of the local fruit trees. And in this part of Spain, we have a pretty significant Mediterranean diet. So we've got oranges and olives, as well as fish. So this is located to the big, there we go, right next to the big port that's in Cullera. So this is the downstairs of this castle. You can see the nice domed roof here, the ceiling here. It is very cold in here, and they do have an informative video playing, so that's what the noise in the background is that you can hear. We are on the Cullera mountain. Oh, and they have a little anthropology museum in here. So just to give you some some background. This is the Cullera mountain. So this is where all the hunters and gatherers settled. There were some ceremonial sort of items that were found here, including a lot of these little dishes, the necklaces, and then the shark's teeth, which I think is very interesting. Image froze. I am in the middle of a castle, so that might. Here, let me get back a little bit toward the door. I'm hoping this will unfreeze. Do let me know if you are having a hard time. There we go. All right, I think our image should be back on. We are in the middle of a big stone castle, so I'm hoping that the reception will hold from now on. But these are where they found some of these artifacts from hundreds of years ago. And then where we were before when the image froze, this is the stone cross that they found underground and then restored recently. You know what? Let's go up into this tower. I believe we can, yeah, we can climb these walls. Let's go up into that tower and see what we can see. Before we get there, let me just show you the sort of view here. So this is one of the reasons why this tower is so successful. See if I can get you to this. Nope. Too small. But this tower was so successful because it was highly fortified and nobody could get through this. Oh, look at that nice view. So that again is the dome of St. John's Church with all of these little peekaboo windows here from the original construction in the 10th century. Wow. I'm sure these have been restored though. These look a little too ornate to have been from the original construction. Wow, so this place was declared an asset of cultural interest a few years ago, and I can see why. Here also was a well they used to collect water from the Cullera River 1,000 years ago. And Sharon, thank you so much for your tips. Greatly appreciated. I feel like even though the castle was only €3 to get into, the other part of the expense was walking up the 42 stories of hillside, which gotta say my legs are a little wobbly at this point, but that's all right. It's worth it. It's worth it to see this castle. So cool. Oh yes, look at these. That's really neat. Very cool. So the Cullera River, which is next to this, does open into the Mediterranean. And we're going to now have a look. How do we tip on the app? Someone says, oh, that's very nice. There is a little tipping button here. I think I can prompt the tip. Greatly appreciated for the question. There's a little tipping button. Yes, these are tippers, so greatly appreciated. But as always, do follow me, leave a review. That is also Greatly appreciated as well. In the next few days, we are headed to Sagunta, which is a little town north of Valencia that also has a really great old town and some Roman ruins, which is fun. So this area is one of the 33 beaches that we have here in Cullera. But this is this little sort of, I mean, it is a road, but it looks like the wall that was here. These are the locations of the wall that has since been knocked down. The screen should be on the bottom left. Thank you, Andrew. Okay, let's head up into this little tower here. Are you north or south of Valencia? Jillian asks. We are about half an hour south on the train from Valencia. I'm just going to wait for this little family to exit the stairs. Hello. All right. Yes, so we are about half an hour south of Valencia, but tomorrow we are headed about 40 minutes north of Valencia. Is that where they farm the rice? Yes, that is where they farm rice as well. Rice is a huge crop here. You can see we have the big flatlands and the sort of orchard areas for rice, but also for citrus and for olives and whatnot. So here is the inside of one of these defensive towers, which I think is very interesting. It's very cold and echoey in here, and look at all the different types of mud. I mean, it's solid rock at this point, but when it was first built, it was just soil and limestone, little pebbles here as well. Very interesting. All right, so just to summarize, we have our two fortified towers, one of which we're in right now. We have the Chapel of Santas Juanes, or the St. John's Chapel from the 19th century, and then also the castle itself, the castle of Cullera itself. So if anyone has any questions or comments, do ask them now. Thank you all so much for coming with me to our tour today. Again, my name is Kelsey, and we are in Cullera. Tomorrow we are headed to Sagunta, which has some awesome ruins and a really nice old town. So do stay tuned for that, as they say. And here, I'll give you the view of the water as I say goodbye. Yes, much appreciated for all of your tips as always, and for your comments, for your thoughts. And I look forward to seeing you all at my tour tomorrow, and then in this coming week in 3 days. So from Tuesday to Thursday, from Tuesday to Thursday, we are headed to the north of Spain. So we'll spend Tuesday in Santander, and then Wednesday and Thursday in Bilbao, where we'll have two different tours. So I do hope you are able to tune in for those as well. The Sagunta tour tomorrow, I believe, is a little bit earlier, but I try to schedule the Hago tours all around the same time. So do check out my link. Would anyone be willing to drop the link for my tours on Hago? That will be a great help, and then that will help you all follow me. I do hope you follow me, and then you'll be privy to all of the next ones too without having to search for them. And then feel free to leave a review. That would be greatly appreciated. And also for the church bells. How fitting. And then also the next coming weeks, my husband and I are headed to Malta, so I'll bring you all with me there. And then I just booked a big tour or a big trip, I guess, to Pisa, where we will see the Cinque Terre, or the beautiful five cities that sort of look like the Amalfi Coast, but it's in a different area. Thank you so much, Andrew. And then we'll also see Florence and the Leaning Tower of Pisa, as well as Genoa and Lucca, a couple other ones as well as the Cinque Terre, the five cities. So I do hope to see you all there. Thank you so much for all of your comments and your thoughts. Let me read all your comments really fast. Great tour. I'm sorry I was late. Oh, that's fine. No worries. I tend to run over sometimes anyway, so you're here at the good part. Someone says, beautiful tour. It's great. You show other lesser known cities. Muchas gracias. Oh yes, and in this part, or in Spain, and I also have heard in Argentina, we say gracias instead of gracias. Wonderful tour. Thanks. Gosh, on a European tour, yes. So, in case you are, you haven't come to my tours before, my husband and I just moved to Valencia in Spain. So now this is sort of our home. We moved in February, and it was quite a whirlwind because we brought our two cats with us. It was totally worth it, but a lot of work, I have to say. Oh, and for those of you who are still wanting to see something cool, I just have one more thing inside to show you, which I think is really neat. Okay, let me just show you this one thing. First of all, this is the dining room. It also happens to look like a meeting room. So they say dining room, but I bet this is also where they have their meetings. Okay, and then what I wanted to show you in here are the swords. These swords are from 1884 and 1885. You can hear them also played during this time. Here are some more swords. These are all from the same time period, 1880s. And I think this is really interesting. Yeah, the gold around this rim here, but then this part is silver. All looks very sharp. Very sharp and a little bit scary. These are the ones this way. Here we go. These are the ones I wanted to show you, though. Oh, my feet are in there. Don't look at my feet. Look at the swords. But yes, these are, there we go. These are the big highfalutin swords. These were from 1802. These are the official important swords that I'm sure have a lot of wear and tear on them, and we don't need to know from what. That's interesting. They have little rivets in them in a couple places. I do wonder what that's from. Oh dear. And then also here is one of the books that they found. I think this is interesting that the pages are so white. Normally you would find a little bit more yellow pages, but I guess they did a really good job of restoring this. Yeah, it does say this was found from the 1880s, so interesting. Oh, before I let you go, let me show you the Iberian ham. So let me just get it out of my bag here. Iberian ham is a special this area. Here we go. Okay. And on the ground here. Okay, so Iberian ham is, first of all, super delicious, but it also is from this area. If you try to bring some home with you, if you're visiting or whatnot, they take it from you at the airport, which is so upsetting. setting. But this is what it looks like. And it's from these pigs that are only fed peaches. Oops, 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 oops. I'm sorry. There we go. These pigs are only fed peaches and peanuts. So they've got a really yummy diet. If you are a pig, of course, other than for that one bad day, I think that would be what I would want to be if I were a pig here in Spain. Oops. There we go. All right, so let's have a little bit of this before I let you go. So, again, this is Iberian ham, and it does look a little like prosciutto. It looks a little like bacon. Oh, it smells very smoky, though. Oh, that's delicious. People here will often eat it either by itself or they'll eat it with a little bit of a baguette. I have a sourdough starter that I brought from the States, so I often eat it with my sourdough starter, but I didn't, or with bread from the sourdough starter rather, but I haven't eaten, or I haven't brought any of that with me. So let's try a little bit of this delicious Iberian ham. This typically has a lot of little fat fatty parts to it, which of course, as they say, fat makes flavor. So that is one of the reasons why it's so good. Oops, there we go. So let's try it. Oh, that's delicious. It's a little meaty, like if you were to try raw bacon, for example, it's a little bit meaty, but it's very salty. It's very pungent. It kind of tastes like if you were to dip meat in olive oil. It tastes like there's olive oil on it, and it's very don't bother about the calories. Bon appetit. Isn't that the truth, though? Yes, it's very flavorful. Oh, I might eat all of this. My husband likes when I do these tours because then I bring home meat. It's a whole new meaning to the bringing home the bacon. But yes, this is super, super delicious. So thank you all. Oh, thank you for your tips. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. I look forward to seeing you all at the next tour. It should be at around the same time, except for the one tomorrow, which is a little bit earlier. But thank you for coming with me to the castle of Cullera today, as well as to the beautiful coastline that is here, the 33 beaches. But I look forward to seeing you all next time. So thank you so much. Do follow me, leave a review if you'd like, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much, everyone. See you next time.